Welcome, Amalga-Maniacs, to another Amalga-Cast. This installment, we're going to be talking about Young Justice. The first couple of seasons, all 9 episodes of the third season. What we like, what we don't like, some of the things we're looking forward to, some of the things that brought us to where we are at this point. And we got some of the best minds in the building for this topic. I'd like to introduce Lincoln Beverley.
What up?
And Luis Rodriguez Jr. You know these gentlemen, met them in the group. Sure, you've heard plenty of what they had to say on both topics, but we're going to get into real specific what's happening at Young Justice Season 3. If you're not, oh wait, spoiler alert. If you're not up on Young Justice Season 3, have not seen any of the new 9 episodes, you might want to turn this off and find something else to do, because we're going to get into the finer points of this. So if you haven't watched it yet, you're going to get some spoilers. So spoiler alert. Get your kids, everybody you love, get out the room if you ain't here, because we're going all the way in. All right, so Young Justice Season 3, after all the petitions and the marching, everything we had to do to get to this point, man, the boycotts and everything, here we are. Finally, they got us another season of Young Justice. I mean, how many years has this been in the making? 5, 6 years? 5 years.
It's 5.
Yeah, 5 years, 5 long years we've awaited for something from the DC camp. You know, the streaming service obviously is what we have to thank for this. I guess the platform for them to be able to showcase these type of animations and get just do what they were looking for in the first place. But I believe it's the fans. I'm gonna go ahead and pat all of the fans on the back, because we know quality stuff. Yeah, exactly. We know quality stuff, and we asked for this. And I feel like if it wasn't for those who were fine-tuned into this genre and really are about this culture, that we wouldn't be watching this right now. So shout out to everybody who suffered during that time. We didn't have the third season, and we were just left hanging on the second one. You didn't suffer in vain.
I was damn sure one of the fans that was belly aching when they canceled. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so what do we like about this new season, gentlemen? I mean, from the first episode, y'all go ahead and jump right into what you want, how you want to, express it. But what do we love about this so far? What are we loving?
I love. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
What I love is that the build is just getting stronger. Like the first 3 episodes was almost like lighting the stove and stuff.
Right.
By the time we got to like the last 3, I mean, it is on, the flame is high.
Yeah.
It's way up. Them last 3 episodes is what I can talk about. It's just that Vandal Savage thing, man.
Yo, the origin story, right?
That is almost like telling the DC universe from scratch, and how it spreads all the way out and affects everybody, bringing in old gods, new gods, the first metahuman. I mean, it is
dope.
It is mind blowing, man. It is dope, and like you said, if you ain't caught up with it, like all them kids he done spawned, that. I mean, everybody's a relative of freaking damn Vandal Savage. Right now, today, it's like he was Genghis Khan. I bet he was somebody else after that.
Oh, he was a few people.
Huh?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he might have been like Genghis Khan, and then he might have been like somebody else, some other famous dictator later down the line and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he formed an alliance with Darkseid way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I mean, their plan is crazy, because you know how Darkseid, his thing is to subjugate the whole universe, like just to be under his thumb. And that little VR glasses thing that they running, got that shit like all on
good goggles.
Yeah, on every planet and everything.
And I almost missed out that was Granny Goodness, man, from Apocalypse Homegirl and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
I picked that up late. I was like, yo, that's Granny Goodness, Apocalypse Homegirl. I mean, Darkseid Homegirl, excuse me.
Yeah, when he said Gretchen Good, I didn't get it either. But then when he said Granny Good or Granny Goodness, I was like, Whoa.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question right quick.
Go ahead.
So so we know Gilbert Gottfried, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We know he's part of Darkseid's clan, right?
Okay.
But he's playing the devil's advocate. He's basically he's playing a role. Let's
Right.
put it that way. Because we know he's for Darkseid, right?
Right.
But he's playing like he's the opposition. But he just playing a role because he's trying to be the opposition per se to everything that's like that you would think so he can get the people on his side. But he's playing everybody for a fool because his main goal is to serve Darkseid.
Well, I mean, anybody who knows anything about Apocalypse is you get triple double crossed by everybody on the squad.
Yeah, that
Like,
is
there's no honor amongst thieves, and all that. All of that is irrelevant on Apocalypse. It's every man for himself, and it's who could get to who throat fast enough to cut it. So, I mean, there's really no contrast between loyalty, and it's like everyone's afraid of Darkseid, so therefore he rules, kind of thing. There's no real loyalty on Apocalypse. It's just kind of every rabid dog for themselves, for real. Like, and even the squads are made up to be like that. Like you got the Centurions, which are the what do you call them? What are those? What are Darkseid Centurions' name? The Hellbats. I mean, not Hellbats.
Parademons.
Parademons. You got the Parademons, and then you got the Granny Goodness and her squad, the four the Furies. And then you got, like, you see what I'm saying? It's like every single Echelon is just more savage than the last one. And then Calibac is running around kind of just doing whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah, well, he always tried to be show and prove for his dad and shit. So.
Right. So you could get it coming from any way in the Apocalypse camp. But I want to get to I want to talk about some of these reveals and appearances.
Yeah.
What are some of these characters that's coming out of? I mean, I'm excited to have this Young Justice season 3, which I thought I was going to see more Beast Boy, Robin, the old squad, and figure out some things from the last 2 seasons. But DC was like, nah, we're just gonna
everybody's laying in the cut and stuff, man. It's
DC was like, we're gonna take this handful of the graduating class, and we're gonna throw them in, but then we just gonna add on new people for you. I was like, wow, Halo, the Outsiders from Batman and the Outsiders, everyone but Metamorpho is present so far, and this is only the first 9 episodes, so I thought that was kind of amazing.
But they got so many Easter eggs though, man. It's kind of like when Batman pulled that move in the first episode, like
and walked out of the Justice League.
Yeah, he says everybody, bounce, and then like which Robin is that? That's
that was Tim Drake.
Tim Drake.
Yep.
He like
arguably the best Robin.
He let go of old girl's hand and he just walked out. Yeah.
That was
Tim Drake.
Stephanie Robin. That's the spoiler who went with him.
Yeah, but he was holding on to what's her name's hand?
Wonder Girl's hand.
Yeah. So I mean, he bounced, and I guess they ain't together no more. It's like crazy.
That's what makes him the best Robin. He got the most discipline out of all of them. Yeah. He Batman said let's go, and he picked up and dropped everything and went with his men. He had to go. So that was real G'd up for Tim.
You can see how much of an asshole. You can see how much of an asshole Batman is when he just told Drake report, and he was like hesitant and shit in the last episode, like he was like running a freaking damn boot camp and shit.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah. I'm just glad they can show the whole world that's what he that he's a major asshole, and that's just his personality.
Absolutely. Black Lightning. I'm loving the fact that they got Jefferson Pierce more comic relative than they do
on this show.
On the TV show. I like that they show how much of a staple character he was, him arguing with Batman, kind of putting Batman in his place, letting him know like I don't trust your point of view. I don't trust what you're gonna do next. You know, and I thought that was pretty badass coming from Jefferson Pierce to Bruce Wayne. Like, it kind of shows that has always been the relationship between them two. And throughout the Justice League and everything else, it's always been a more take it or leave it kind of thing with Jefferson Pierce and Bruce Wayne. Well, I think we got some technical difficulties.
Yeah. I'm back.
All right, here we go. But
so can we go from like just go over like each episode, like episode 1? I know we just kind of touched on that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
All right. So what do y'all think of it's I don't know the ending of the show every week. I mean, it's kind of amusing, you know, like with the dog sleeping all the damn time.
Right.
But that's funny as shit to me, man.
Yo, that shit had the little music they play with it too has me cracking up. Yeah.
yeah. They know what they doing, man.
It's real 70s sitcom. It's real 70s sitcom at the end.
Yeah, that shit is genius, man.
You know what? Shout out to McDuffie.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it Andrew McDuffie or Dwight McDuffie?
Yeah.
Dwayne
McDuffie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to his genius on this, because if you don't got him, you don't got Milestone, you don't got Static, you don't got the revolutionary start to DC animation outside of Batman the Animated Series, the Justice League Unlimited. You have none of this without this man.
I can't wait for them to show some stuff what hardware can do, man.
Listen. I mean, for the brother to be able to put together such a dope catalog, and for it to blossom into some of the things that it has, and then you're watching something like Young Justice, which is arguably one of the better animated shows to come out in the last 2 decades. We're not talking about just some random, good dope TV show that I'm putting this show up against a lot of other shows. And what I'm saying is that
it's top 5 easy as far as best ever.
Easy, especially in the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really hard to argue the artistry, the storytelling. Forget about the fact that it's DC. Forget about Marvel got TV shows too. Just on an animation cartoon level, they really had me going with seasons 1 and 2, and now 3. The way that they're doing it and the way they're keeping your interest. I actually thought 3 in the startup was kind of slow, and with them going to Markovia and learning about Geoforce and Terran and all these other different things, like it was real slow for me going in. Like, I got Nightwing kind of doing covert ops and didn't really want to be a part of all the Justice League fuckery that was going on, and him trying to hold everybody together, which is a lot like Dick Grayson in these times. And their whole outsider spin on it. I'm loving the direction that this story is going in. It's like I said, it started off slow for me, but we're starting to piece everything together, and it's adding the outsiders, and then it shows you the Detective Comic Squad. These are all potentially TV shows later on down the line. If DC really wanted to get real greasy and say, look, let's have the Detective Comics hour, or let's do the Outsiders TV show. If they really want to get greasy, they could really, like, think of the success of Justice League Unlimited and how it got capped off after a few seasons. Think of where this can go.
Louis, you got something. I see the wheels turning. What you got?
One thing we haven't touched on yet that was really a shock and a surprise, and it was a great surprise to me, was Calderon being the leader of the Justice League.
Of who?
We mentioned it yet.
Calderon. Now,
Aquaman. Aqualad.
How did that happen? Well, I mean, wasn't it by default because everybody quit?
We ain't even seen Aquaman.
No.
I mean, his name is Aquaman now. Yeah, that's his name.
When he first came in, he was the co-leader with Wonder Woman. It was like right off top, and then they really never touched on it, because in that first episode, everybody walked out. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of, I was like,
got to beat to that. Okay, I see what you're saying. That is an interesting point. You're right. You're 100% correct. As soon as the show opened up, it was him and Wonder Woman leading the league before everybody quit. So that must have been the status. But was that because they were kind of like into the whole PC heroes for hire kind of thing, and that's why the league was breaking up, is they weren't doing the jobs that they were doing.
Yeah,
So
but you remember though that Lex Luthor, since he's the UN type envoy, he's kind of like got their hands tied as far as what Green Arrow brought up, said they had a tsunami that happened and they couldn't even go in without
going and do like help,
rescue. So they got a covert. That's why they get doing all this covert stuff, because they're leading. The main thing is the human trafficking, the meta-human trafficking. That's the main story. That's why I think the first 3 episodes are the weakest of the bunch so far. But then the next 3 episodes, they just like punch you in the face. And the last 3 episodes, I mean, they buried your ass. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was dope. Super dope.
It was like freaking, like I said, a Vandal Savage, man. It's just like
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah,
I was ready for Vandal Savage to come back.
Game.
I really was, because I enjoyed him in both Justice League Doom and also throughout the Justice League Unlimited series. And anytime they introduced Vandal Savage, I was like, okay, I see you. But this was a little bit different. I feel like his presence is a lot more ominous. Yeah. And I feel like who he is in the DC universe kind of stands out a little bit more in Young Justice, like, because I don't see him getting that love in the movies versus where he's at right now, like in Young Justice. And for him to be shaking hands with Darkseid,
that was dope.
Dawn of Mankind is like, think about that for a second. Like, that's deep. Like, this dude has really touched every facet and corner of this globe. Like, he really has done all of it, and that's amazing. Like, for them to work that into this character, I love that, because it's a character that you can do that with. Like, his whole origin story, his abilities, you could always rewrite what he's seen, and I love the way they're doing it.
I mean, there's just way too much to talk about, because I gotta say, in the last episode, when they said they sent an assassin, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Kanto, right?
Right.
That's what I was thinking. They said they sent an assassin. My first thought was, okay, they sent Kanto from Apocalypse.
Right.
And they turned out to be Ocean Master. And then he got his head fucking cut the fuck off. It was like, ooh, they going there. They are.
And look, I was very, very happy about that, because
really?
for 2 reasons.
For
2 reasons. For one, I'm loving the fact that they're showing that anybody could get it at any given time, especially with characters like Deathstroke and Black Manta that's gonna pop up eventually.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I want to see these characters get written and produced to the masses the correct way. And for Lady Shiva, for her to get her just due on screen outside of that 2 seconds she was in Batman, Superman, Public Enemies, I was like, okay. And they showed her the way that she is in the comics, very regal, very quiet, very wasn't really excitable, and took Ocean Master's head in a matter of seconds. That says a lot.
You know what they haven't revealed yet, though, is that when they went to the island to what's the name of that island they went to?
To the where the League of Assassins was?
Yeah. Okay, so they went there, and that's a long ass story to talk about, because they revealed like Damien, they revealed Red Hood, and that was like my second best episode right there.
I wasn't ready for that either.
Yeah, well, they are just like punch you in the gut with surprises.
I was not ready for the Red Hood, Damian Wayne reveal whatsoever. It kind of took me by surprise, because I didn't expect for them to throw Ra's al Ghul in there like that. But when they did, when they still threw Talia in there, and then her holding the baby, and then with Jason Todd kind of starting to, speak and recognize people, I was like, where are they going with this? Look, I got the remote in my hand, Link, and I'm sitting there in front of the DC streaming service. I had to rewind it as if rewinding it would bring back something that, some new piece of information I ain't seen. I brought it back like, hold up, what's that?
I mean, I'm a rewatch the episodes anyway.
Oh, absolutely. No, but I meant like in that moment, it really got me caught up. Like, oh, what the hell is y'all gonna do with this right here?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Baby Damien and Red Hood and go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, go.
And going back to the Ocean Master thing, yo, he was sitting there to assassinate the
Women and children.
Yeah, and
Who
that's
though?
what I was talking to you about earlier when we was on the phone. I was like, yo, they introducing the next generation heroes because in that little play date was Arthur Curry Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
the Tornado Twins, Superman's kid, John Kent.
Yeah.
All of those kids were there.
Yo,
That's
I
what
did not. Yo, I didn't even put that together. I completely missed that.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the scene. No, I saw the scene. But when you told me that they was gonna be introducing the next level of heroes, I'm like, I'm looking for like some other squad, like the JSA or something to come out of somewhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, but who sent Ocean Master?
The Light did, I'm assuming.
No, they didn't send him to assassinate them. They sent he was hired, but I can't remember who he said by who, because she asked him. She asked him like, why are you doing this? This is like a response that we reserve for like the most heinous of, whatever they've ever done. So she was like, who sent you to do this? Like, it was unclear why he was there. And for him to be Ocean Master making that move, I'm smelling Black Manta somewhere up in the mix. And it would make a lot of sense for him to go after Arthur Curry Jr. and also for him to know where they are because of Calderon. So
yeah, well, the thing is that there's a lot of people that fell out with the Light at the end of season 2.
So you don't know. So that's the main thing that's crazy is you don't know who's coming from where. For real. When it comes to the villains, you don't know. Now you got Deathstroke with Vandal Savage and who else was in the room with you remember when they were all in the room together. So
it's the ultra humanite, I think.
Right.
It wasn't Grodd, ultra humanite, Granny Goodness. Huh?
He was pissed off. He was pissed off about that botched thing with Ocean Master. He's like, that was a lot of metahuman subjects that we lost because of what he was doing.
The gorilla said that.
Yeah.
Ultra Humanite said that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm like, I'll be honest. I'm a little lost. Go ahead. What you saying, Lee?
No, I said Deathstroke was in the room.
Yeah, Deathstroke was there. Yeah. I'm a little lost with what's going on with the villains because remember, when the Reach and the Light fell out, Sportsmaster and Cheshire kind of went their own way, and there was a little tension between Ra's al Ghul. He wasn't messing with the Light no more because he saw all the dissension with the aliens and also the fact that they couldn't keep their house clean by having the Young Justice infiltrate. Like Ra's al Ghul would have never went for none of that. And that's why I think he kind of broke away out of respect, like I just can't deal with y'all. And he had his own plans going on. And so you're right. There's a lot of dissension with the villains, which I love that. But at the same time, it's like, because we did the whole Legion of Doom, we did the whole Vandal Savage thing, come together, everything. We did all of this many times over. So I'm liking that they're showing a little dissension. And every once in a blue, that the villains might, where's Bane? Where's Black Manta? Where all these other people were utilized by the Reach.
Didn't they mention? They mentioned that they mentioned something about Santa Prisca, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Particularly when they go to Santa Prisca, they're gonna run into Bane anyway. So
it's my thinking.
Yeah, so, that's that foreshadowing right there. But my thing is, I like the way that the League or the little 3-man groups they got or 4-man groups. That they on offense, they ain't waiting for stuff to happen. They just
they're not just waiting for somebody to come blow up their crib no more. See, and I'm glad you said that, Link, because I wanted to touch on two very important things, and that point is a great segue right into what I need to talk about. The Outsiders. That's what they are. Let's get this straight. The Outsiders have always been a team of heroes who were more set. They were like the reason why the Justice League would respond. Is because the Outsiders done got into some stuff off book that nobody's supposed to know about, and therefore the League had to come and clean all of that up or respond to whatever happened. The Outsiders would go hunting for villains. They didn't wait.
They're like Marvel's X-Force.
Huh?
They're like Marvel's X-Force.
Yeah, exactly what they are. That's, as a matter of fact, that's a great parody because that's exactly what they are. They were, but they weren't a hit squad so much as a go. They were coming after you. They weren't waiting for the joke, the whole Gotham City hospital
killers and stuff. But my thing is with Outsiders was, I mean, the only one that you could say was a killer back in the day was
Katana. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. She was only the only one that would really take a life, and the rest of them weren't that way. But there was more like vigilante, and they went right to the point. And I love that they're doing this in the same fashion, like Nightwing kind of. And that's how one of the seasons of Outsiders, one of the storylines of Outsiders got started off was Nightwing kind of the Titans had broke up, and he was looking for something to do with himself, and he kind of like held everybody together after Donna Troy got killed. And he was like, okay, everybody, let's try to stick together. And that's how the Outsiders got rebanded. And the other team with, I think he had like not Jade. He had a Lantern. He had a couple of people with him. But I love the fact that they're sticking to that. That and the Detectives Comic Squad.
I got a quick point though. I mean, we've thrown all type of accolades and everything on the show and stuff. One thing that I find, and it's not just with Halo, is that like she dies pretty much every episode. But I got a bone to pick with like just when somebody is like can't die. It's the same thing with that kid X-23. Anybody that in Deadpool, like since they can't die, they always get fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing is that you got other people, right, that's on a team. They don't get fucked up like that. But just because they got the super healing and everything, they always getting impaled. It's like they're in a Mortal Kombat type freaking damn situation all the damn time. They get fucked up.
Well, I mean, it's really the only character that you could do that with in it.
Yeah, but she got other powers though. You see what I'm saying? Because I got to tell you, that was kind of brutal what Lobo did to her, man.
Yeah, he fucked her up.
That was like they took that to another level. I was ready for that.
I'm loving it. I'm personally loving that because I'm hoping that DC gets like. I hope the writing stays on par with that risk that they're taking because you're right. It does kind of shy off from other audiences and pushes other audiences away. Because it is very graphic violence. This isn't cartoon violence. This is, somebody got held. You
should expect that though. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on a paid service, so that's you pay if you're paying for something, they might as well go all in. You get what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm loving about this because.
And I'm thinking they just getting started.
Thank you. Now we're here. Now we don't arrive to we've all arrived to the same airport at the same time. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like, what's gonna happen next?
Finish it up, man.
Took someone's head.
Yeah.
Halo's got impaled. I mean, it's getting caught deep over there.
Yeah, she done got her neck broken. She done got impaled. She's catching it. But hold
up. I got one we all missed. Vandal Savage when he broke his daughter's neck.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was a mercy.
You saw that coming though, right?
No, I didn't see that. He was
when he hugged her, I knew she was done, bro.
Thinking, what be going on in your mind, B? He said he saw that coming, right? I'm like, he's hugging his daughter.
It's like when she kept repeating the thing about the bear and everything, man. I just knew a neck snap was coming, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't think that's. Hold on, wait a minute. Maybe I'm just a little sensitive right now. But this is his daughter. He's holding in his arms. And it wasn't like
I guarantee she is like probably 400 or 500 years old.
He like snapped her whole chicken bone and all of that. You heard the
crack neck all up.
Like, wow, like DC really.
It was kind of like done with a touch of love though, because
absolutely no, it was very.
It was like Halo getting her neck snapped.
Exactly, for what it was very tastefully done.
Yeah,
it was a mercy killing. It was a mercy killing. He was like,
that was the savagery. they had the right character to do that.
I mean, his name is Vandal
Only
Savage.
Vandal Savage could create such savagery and it be acceptable in a cartoon.
Yeah, that
I
was
was like, yo.
I saw it. I was like, well, damn, the Vandal. I mean, shit.
Right, like it really caught me at first, but then as it progressed, I'm like, yo, he's really gonna keep it. Like he's very focused. Vandal Savage is focused on a level I never seen him in any of the other stories.
But the last episode 9, it was, and they had the Lobo fight, which was just choreographed so well.
I like that. I'm ready for some more action in general. I want to see now that we got the Detective Comic Squad and Nightwing and Lady Shiva and Orphan. I'm ready to see it dust up for real. I've seen a couple of good stories, and that's why I'm really excited that they brought these two teams, the Detective Comic Squad and the Outsiders, out, because I've seen some dope stories with both teams, and the possibilities are endless here. Like DC can do whatever they want, just introducing these two squads in Young Justice or outside of it. So it boggles the mind to think where they're gonna go with this. I see a Court of Owls coming.
Yeah,
and I've heard Batman Inc. mentioned how many times there might be a battle for the cowl.
And your boy, Black Lightning was like he didn't want to be a part of his Batman Incorporated.
Yeah. True.
He was pissed off about that.
And in the books, he was one of the main ones, one of the last leaguers who had an issue with Batman and his methods, especially because remember in New 52, Batman was, especially towards the end, he was just wild. Batman was just running all over everywhere, doing a little bit of everything. Forever evil. And after Damian got killed and going to Apocalypse and stealing the Hellbat armor, Batman was kind of all over the place at the end of New 52. So is that the Batman we're about to see soon?
Yeah, quick side note though. Did you watch Reign of Superman?
Oh, absolutely. No, not Reign. I saw the
Death of Superman.
Doomsday.
Okay. No, I mean, but you saw the Death of Superman.
Absolutely.
So did you see so you didn't see Reign of Superman? It came out.
No. When did it come out?
It's available on this.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it on my Vudu account.
Okay.
It's gonna be on the channel on the 29th.
Okay. So I'll just wait for it.
I'm just saying it's just dope, and the way they building the universe on that little thing right there. It's like
they've been doing it on the animation tip on the slide for a minute now.
Yeah.
Once they brought New 52 in,
it looked like they going all in as far as just connecting everything, man. It's
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they've been building up since the first animated movies. Like they were trying to get it right, which universe they were going to go with and which version they were going to go with, and then they kind of decided to just make their own. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the one that they kind of made up with, like Justice League versus Teen Titans and what was the other one? Flashpoint Paradox. Yeah. All those DC movies that came out around the same time are all like
they're basing it off of New 52 because the storyline was with, of course, Superman having a relationship with
Wonder Woman and Damian Wayne and all of his. Damian Wayne is a New 52 character.
And everything.
So yeah, like him being involved anyway, like you can't really tell his origin story without bringing most of New 52 up because that was a story of New 52.
Back to Young Justice.
Yeah.
The way freaking Darkseid just had all his troops on the ready. When them face huggers, whatever the Starro.
Starro, yep.
When Starro showed up and Darkseid says, you just phone call, boom tube.
Quick question about that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
They got this pact between them, Darkseid and Savage, right?
Yeah.
So you work with me to defend the Earth until there's nobody to defend it from, and then we face off to see who's gonna be the ruler of the universe.
No. What's his name? To me, Vandal Savage, since he's from Earth, right? Darkseid look at Earth, which is like just a haven of metahumans, right? It's the it's the best mining field in the whole universe as far as because only humans would have the meta gene. So right now to me they're just like testing everybody that could possibly have a meta gene, and as soon as they discover them, they put that black goo on them, then they ship them out to all corners of the universe.
Okay.
And that's how he's trying to like subjugate all types of planets. Because his main goal is the anti-life equation. And I don't know if you all know this, but every episode, the 26th episode, it spells out something the anti-life equation. Like if you look at the title of each episode, all 26 episodes,
Right.
that's what it spells out for the whole season.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk science here.
Mm-hmm.
You got metahumans, right, which are evolved humans via having the meta gene and
Yeah, it's kind of like the mutant gene. It's
a mutant in the Marvel universe, right? Somebody who's just born with these abilities, or they can get them from radiation or from outside sources as well.
They just gotta test. They gotta have that gene in them.
Okay, but then you go and look at some of the more powerful / quote unquote metahumans in DC, and they're not really metahumans. Superman's not a metahuman; he's an alien.
He's alien. Wonder Woman.
Donna Troy is not a metahuman; she's a goddess.
That's why they're on teams, though. You know,
Shazam isn't a metahuman. Martian Manhunter isn't a metahuman. Like most of the more powerful characters aren't the metahumans. So I'm trying to figure out like why are they so important? Like,
well, I mean, Black Lightning's a metahuman.
Now you're talking about a powerhouse. That makes sense. Now, for him, I can understand you wanting 2 or 3 of him around. But
Flash.
Okay, that's no, technically, Flash is a metahuman.
Yeah, he is. He wasn't born with the gene, but he's
true. He wasn't born with it. But what I'm saying is, he didn't possess the gene that made him into a metahuman. He kind of got it.
Maybe he does though, because everybody.
Okay.
Say for instance, if you go on by that, what's the
and it would explain why his family is always getting those powers too. Because how else?
Yeah, because I mean, I think the Speed Force probably can pick up on anybody that has a meta gene, and not everybody's a Flash. So
because Slade had the Speed Force.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Slade probably got the meta gene.
No, he definitely does. That's why they tested him in the army, because he had the meta gene.
Yeah, it's just I think they've been doing this for a long time, but they just kind of like just say, okay, this is what we're gonna call it.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So now I get it. I just wanted to know the difference between, or why that union was so important, because it kind of seems like to me Vandal Savage is biding his time to take a shot at Darkseid. That's what it seems like to me. Like he's putting it up to him.
I think Amanda Waller, she knows meta gene and all those good stuff, man. So when she puts out Amanda.
Well, Savage, because he said it. He as much said it. He said, when you I think Lincoln touched on it a little earlier. He said, you protect Earth as long as, and then at the end, it'll be you versus me for the right to rule the galaxy. So I think you're right that Savage is chilling out, buying his time to make his move. You know what I'm saying?
But you know the thing about it though is that they're making a lot of enemies like throughout the galaxy or throughout the universe, because you see that thing on War World where they just got these little tubes and stuff. I bet there's a shitload of aliens in them things, man, that they don't.
Oh yeah, and you're talking not just regular aliens. Mongols in one of them too. Main Starro, like you talking about some planet ending.
Yeah, the Sparrow is in one of them.
Yeah,
and he ain't no pushover.
I thought I saw Omax's pointy head somewhere on the line.
I think that was the Sparrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I know it's you never know, like Shazam, Billy Batson. He might have, I know he got his powers from the magician, but maybe the magician saw that he had the meta gene in him, so he could be able to have access to all that power and stuff. I don't think you can be a regular human to actually just be a superhuman. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, all right. So the metagene gives you the ability to be able to contract your powers outside of having a gene. Okay.
Exactly. So I believe, you know, Flash had the metagene, but the lightning strike and the chemicals activated it. You feel me?
And
If that makes any sense.
the same thing with Slade Wilson. He had it in him, but then when the government experimented on him, boom, now you got Destro. Okay.
Like Gar Logan.
So there you go, everybody. We just took you out of school and broke down the whole metagene. Yeah, that's what you get. Exactly. So that's what we working with. I like that.
Well, I mean, like, other than so, I mean, like I said, we got all these you know, we showing praise to the show and everything. I mean, is there anything about the show that you don't like so far?
Few things. I got a few things. I'll do the devil's advocate. For one, Geoforce with that accent. Like, where did that come from?
That is kind of weak, yeah.
Where did that? I mean, I understand him and Tara were of a different nationality and that they were of some type of regal blood. That I always got, but where did they get like the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent from? Like,
I mean, it's European and everything.
Yeah, like where did that? I don't get it.
Sometimes the story, right?
Right.
They will show. They're 9 episodes in, and they show one thing, and they showed like a little glimpse of Tara, and we ain't seen nothing else since.
Right.
And same thing with what is that, Black Spider? Now there's a lot of people that like complain about, okay, is he trying to be Spider-Man?
That was so stupid. Like who made that comparison in the first? You know what? Some casual made that comparison, because why would you even think that of these two characters? If you knew anything about these two characters, you know how ridiculous that statement is, because they're two completely different characters, nothing alike at all.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, the wisecracks and everything. I guess that's what they was.
I mean, I took it like this. I took it like DC was having a little fun.
Yeah, that's.
I think they was taking shots at Deadpool and Spider-Man at the same time, kind of just
he's more
because they can do it. Like, and you know, they have the ability to, and I think that's pretty much all that was. I don't think anybody was supposed to take that. If you know the kid, like I said, if you read the books and you know these characters, you know how preposterous it is to even put these two characters in the same anything, same ballpark, same sport, same league. There's just no, if you know the characters, then you know it's like comparing Hulk and one of the Care Bears. It's just not the same thing. It ain't nowhere near something you could get confused. Peter Parker is a hero with spider powers and quips and makes bad jokes, and he's done this since the 50s, 60s. So Black Spider is an assassin who's a bad guy who really doesn't talk much at all, books at all. I never really seen a whole lot of dialogue, more thought bubbles from Black Spider than any dialogue. So he never was a character that this was a new, like when I see him talking in general, I was like, okay, like that's new, because the Black Spider never did that. He was very quiet, very well trained, and would kill you just as soon as look at you. So these are two characters that are ridiculous universes apart, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't get butthurt over that. There's no comparison to Spider-Man other than DC and Warner Brothers having some fun with the Marvel fans. I think that's really all of that amounted to, was they knew somebody was going to get mad about it, so they said, let's do this. Like, yeah, that's really
on your point on is it Breon? Is that his name?
I think so. Eric something. Eric.
Well, you're talking about Geoforce, right?
Huh?
You're talking about Geoforce, right?
Yeah, Geoforce. Yeah. Yeah. His I mean, he's just. I know he want to find his sister and everything, but he's kind of like at times putting the team in danger. Like when they stole and went off to that island. I mean, he ain't got no type of training or anything, no type of fighting skills, and he goes up against Master whatever, and that's how they got the ass kicked and everything. I mean,
which makes a lot of sense, because that's really how Geoforce was in the comics as well.
Yeah, he's a hothead. I mean,
He was just the type of dude who would just fly into. I mean, he had the power to do it, but he's the type of dude that would be the first one to kind of show up. And he got his leadership status in the like he was like a second or third in command of the Outsiders after a while because of his many mistakes that he made early on. So I think that that's kind of true to the character. I didn't really have too much of an issue with that. I would say that his overall just appearance and how he was done up just was kind of threw me off, and that's it. And other than that, I didn't mind it because again they're throwing all new stuff in there, so it's like you can't really take it like that anyway. You kind of just gotta accept whatever comes. Like the bug guy, I don't know who's that dude. Like I
Light forward to it.
Light forward, you're right. I don't. He just kind of came out of nowhere.
It's like 4 episodes next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Nigga,
Yeah,
they doing the fourth?
they doing 13 the first half.
Okay, I see. So 3, 6, 9, then 4.
Yeah. So
All right.
next week you got 4, and then it's gonna take a break. But like the following week they got Doom Patrol coming. So
Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
that goes.
Titans is only a few more months away. Let me stop.
Gee, that is a long time to wait, man.
Oh man, don't it? I know, right? I shouldn't even brought it up. It feels like a fresh scab peeling.
How long before Titans come back?
I don't even like to think about it.
I mean, I don't
September.
know.
September. Yeah, August, September.
I hope it comes back in August because that's a long ass time to wait, man.
It
Yeah,
really is.
But you got Doom Patrol, and I think Swamp Thing in between that, though, right?
You got they're gonna drop some gems, and they got another movie coming out. Rating the Superman. DC got you. They got you covered till Titans come back around. They definitely got you covered. Don't even trip. And don't forget Shazam movie coming out soon. They could be dropping the Batman movie sometime this year.
Though, as far as like just weekly doing stuff like.
Oh yeah. No, they definitely got us covered for now with the content. If you ain't got that streamers, matter of fact, to make this because we're coming to the end of our show anyway. But the DC streaming service. Shout out to the service. If you don't have it, get it. Definitely support them in this effort because as a comic fan, you're gonna get everything you need. Every single one of these gentlemen that are on this podcast right now, on this video cast, can tell you that it's definitely if it's not worth the money, it's worth the experience to try it out because you get all kind of free comics, all kind of animation, all kind of.
I signed up early, so
me too. As a comic fan, I had to. Yeah,
I got it for 15 months and stuff. So it costs like $5.25 a month. I mean,
you can't shake a stick at that, man. For $5.25 a month, you get all the comics you can read, all the TV shows you can stream.
The thing is, I heard people saying that there ain't enough comic books. Heck, if you search, you can read every Batman comic book, like the series, the whole series from the 1940s, all the way
Everything.
today. Yeah. So that's all they gotta do. I don't know, man. There's just too much stuff to do on there, man. Because
it really is. Like for $5 for what translates to be $5 and some change a month, or $7 and some change a month, you really are coming off with plenty of things to keep you occupied as far as the DC universe is concerned. It's there. It's definitely there. So check it out. DC streaming unit, DC Universe streaming service. Young Justice Season 3 Outsiders. If you ain't getting some, get you some.
Get you some.
Man. It's funny. They got all the characters for you. They got Black Lightning, Geo4. They got people you never heard of. Life Forager. You never even heard of this guy.
I like Forager.
That's what he does. He forages lives. They got the anti-life equations. They got the new gods. They got the old Genosphere. They got the new Genosphere. They got a Genosphere for every generation. It's going down to DC service, universe streaming service. Get you some. Enjoy it. This has been another Amalga-Cast with Lou Rodriguez. What you saying, Lou?
I got one last thing to touch on something that Link said.
Yeah.
He had asked about what are some of the things we didn't like. I'm tired of Wolf just sleeping all through the season. So
I'm ready for him to get loose too.
yeah, man, Wolf just
Yeah,
sleeping
that's a typical dog, though, man. The dog just don't.
I got a feeling when he wake up, though, it's gonna be some problem.
Yeah. I mean, Wolf be looking like, nah, I'm good.
He had his bowl of Alpo, he's chilling.
Yeah.
He chases so many. You can only chase a rubber ball so much in a day.
I mean, that's my only complaint. Wolf got to wake up.
Wolf gotta do something. He gotta do something. Bring some slippers in. Chase a cat. Something.
Yeah.
Come in there and ask Wolf, yo, you know where they went?
Yeah. Nah.
And shit.
Why you asking me and shit, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Wolf has got to be more active going forward, ladies and gentlemen. The people have
Yeah, because Wolf was a lot more active in the first 2 seasons.
He was a rider.
He ain't done shit.
Rider first 2 seasons.
Yeah, Wolf was on
Well,
point.
this has been another Amalga cast with Lou Rodriguez Jr., Lincoln Beverley, boy wonderful Ian Wallace. We're gonna be signing off. Like we said, check out Young Justice season 3, DC Universe streaming service. Get you some, and rest of y'all have a good rest of your evening.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.